Hello, now then, welcome back. This is episode 14 and last of the Ironteeth Experiment 1.0 playthrough on the Oasis map. We have been playing this for a little while, and I think we're about done with it. There is... Well, I think the last thing is getting this bad boy in place, but I don't think this is actually going to happen, if I'm totally honest. But, you know, we're kind of through the map at this point. There's enough water, food, stuff, entertainment that these beavers are pretty much on with. We can fix, I guess, some bits of it. We can power some of these bits and bats to get them, you know, boosted up to the highest it can possibly be without the Earth Repopulator, which is a good thing for this episode to round it off. As I've said at the start, these were more to play with what the features are, and obviously this is missing some of them now as they changed the map quite substantially since we started this one, but I think its time is done. Similar to the Folktales one, there'll be a limited wrap up with that one, and then we'll be into a new playthrough, which I'm hoping you'll all enjoy. But for now, let's see what we can get done over here with these guys. Again, needing power. Obviously needing to get something along the lines on over here sorted for science if we were going to ever build this thing, which seemingly takes ages for it to actually build up, so even though they're all running, it doesn't really go up that quickly, which is a bit weird, but never mind, we'll leave them to it. Last time, I believe, if I remember rightly, we was going to put all of the fun zone stuff over here, just because A, there's a nice little transit for them to get over here, and B, there is some power that we can steal with some finagling, but it gives this area a little bit of extra something for them to do. So while we're here, well, we do need to unlock this, which we're kind of down on bots for. We could put bio beavers in there, which, you know, 5 of them. They can do a bit of digging. The mud baths were put in here. Currently they do not work because, well, there is no mud. This was obviously rebuilt last time as well, so we do have a homeless beaver, which is kind of annoying, as all this is kind of like now set to be of a certain size, never to be expanded, but we probably could expand it if we so wished. Quite how, I'm not entirely sure, but we could just chuck another housing thing in, I guess, somewhere. I just need to rejig some things. They're not going to get any benefit out of that. Probably just gonna chuck these in here for now. Bit ugly, but it'll do the job. There's no easy transit anymore, which is a bit pain, but never mind. Then just for the sake of making it somewhat symmetrical, we will do the same over here. Something along those lines. So we'll leave them to it. That should get everything back in. We can put those statues back in for decoration wise. I believe they were busts. And now there's 1,000 beds. Well, 8, but it'll do for me. We should have these guys digging the dirt. Not sure we need to get haulers into that, but hopefully we can get some of these builder bots on with it. Fix some of this bot delta, and then we should be good. In the meantime, back over to this nice green little area for the rest of the fun zone stuff. We're getting a lot of power, which I think we have not a lot of. This may be interesting. So we'll lay it in and worry about the power later. And the only thing that really needs power is these guys, so let's unlock that. And the old modes of Arium. And just see how big these things actually are. Oops, where have we gone? Ground only, eh? Well, in that case, we'll... Okay, we do that. Alright, fair enough, fine, whatever. Might have to do a bit of shenanigans with this one just to get it to fit. Should do quite nicely if we just get rid of that one for just a tiny second. They only want to go into there, which is fine. We'll just run that. Where is it? Wind tunnel. Can we just pause that? They should be able to get everything else actually built. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. So we get that ripped out. Like to get that done, please. That should mean we can now get at least those bits running, and we can run it into there, up and out, and happy days. Pop that back in there. And to power this thing, we should be able to just sneakily put in... Not that they can build it, but we'll have to figure that one out in a second. Now that we know that these things can conduct power, they should be able to reach that, and then that should get enough juice to fix that. Now let's get this on triple speed as they are running quite slowly. Kaboom those. Looks much neater, much tidier, so let's just cover that up. And we just need to then run the power into the other side of this, which should be easily done by just sort of saying that, which they should be able to build from the side. Now, it's a bit convoluted, I know, but it connects everything together. Once that's done, everything should be in good stead to get that fixed. Have they finished everything there? I think they have. Scoot down just a tiny bit. Is this done? Yes, it is. Alright, cool. We just need to punt the power across. Like so. I guess down here we can then decorate as we see fit. So what are we actually missing? Let's just take a quick look at these. Scratches, wind tunnels, might vary as they'll go up. Campfires, and rooftop terraces. I suppose it's definitely going to be safe to put these near here because you never know that. Well, I mean, it's not like the wood nearby that's going to combust. And, you know, they'll be fine. Nothing will go wrong here. Get some more mud zones put in, I suppose. It's there, is it? Right, okay. Flip that then to make it somewhat nicer. I do like these round stairs. We'll just put another little pile there of mud. Have we actually got any yet? Yes, we do. Good. We do not need this area, so let's just say sayonara to those bits there. Yes. The power is apparently okay, so... Well, it's 12,000 and it wasn't, it was 10, so... Oh, that's supply and demand. Yeah, okay, fine. So we need to fix that, and that's probably going to be... Probably. Say probably. It will be. More of these bad boys. Just quickly pause the game slightly just so we can put these in. How many can we squeeze in, I guess, is the main question. Couples should do it, though, to be honest. I'm hoping so, anyway. That was 6. That's another 4, so there's 1,000 there, and we need a bit more than that. Perhaps, then, is it worth sending them down here? Rather than worrying too much about that, I think the answer is probably yes. Not sure there's an actual easy way to get them down to here. Certainly temporarily anyway. Let's just lay it out first and worry about it later, I guess, is the easiest way to approach it. There isn't much in there, is there? Okay, fine. Oh well, we'll just build loads. Why can't you build? Oh, there's thorns down there. Didn't anticipate that. Never mind. Let's may as well have the running. Reached a well-being of 60 though. We've got the Chivo for that, so that's good to see. Let's just blast that out. Just tighten that up slightly, I think. Could probably just do this, to be honest, and just speed it up just a little bit. Bit of a waste of logs, but I think we'll be fine. Not going to be too much of an issue, I don't believe. Don't need that one. That should do us, and we shouldn't need that one. And then we can just run it up and down this way. I guess the easiest thing we can do here is just run it off the side of there, so let's just say... Could be a little bit sneaky here, which I think we're going to do. Can we be sneaky? Yeah, we've got to build loads. Maybe we can't be sneaky. Alright, fine. We will not be sneaky. Swing and a miss. Swing and an actual miss. Get rid of that. We should just be able to get this guy in. And with that, we can just get them running all the way across here. We'll put in a little tiny bridge across to the other side. I think we have a appropriate size. Maybe not. Now we do. And if we just say get those done. Back that up, and they should be able to get to all of that. At least now. We could also get these oaks while we're over here, I suppose. And in theory, we should be able to utilize this to get the power from down here through these tubes. Which may not be a bad idea, although I will have to rejig that slightly, so well... Before that becomes an issue, let's just deal with it now. It should just be as easy as dropping these down once we can build them anyway. Yeah, I have to leave that in short term. It's going to be okay. And we'll hook that straight into the front, I do believe is doable. Yes, it is. Right, okay. So they can build pretty much everything there. We won't be able to build all of the other stuff just yet, but as soon as that's done, they can. And I'm going to get these also prioritized. Alright, we'll leave them to it. How are we doing with the bot production? Not great. It's going to be okay. What we're missing on builders' huts. Fine. Not too much of an issue, I don't believe. So, they're picking up nicely. We could give the beavers a bit more time off, to be fair, which is probably the easiest thing to do. Scratches should also help there. Shrubs. It looks like we could do some more shrubs. Let's just give them a 12-hour workday to... Then they can get on with whatever it is they're going to get on with. Hopefully in the fun zone, obviously. Okay. So, food's fine. Mushrooms are turning up nicely, actually. We could maybe do with another mushroom. Just to keep those up. Although that is fermented, though. So, actually, do we actually... Raw materials, do we have any mushrooms? We do not. They're about to kick out. They're not far from kicking out. They're nowhere near kicking out. Okay, fine. I guess then. Let's get to you with the mushrooms. And I suppose... Let's change you for algae, because why not? Bit of extra production will never hurt anyone, so that's fine. That's the rooftop terrace, but that was the one thing that was missing, wasn't it? We have none of them, so we need to actually do something about that. And I see a sneaky position where we can do that. Sneak some up there? No, not really. That'll do quite nicely once they get that built in. Not exactly available to build anything on top of there, but we could do, I suppose. I do like the rooftop terrace, it seems. Okay, fine. We will find a place to put in some more then. And I suppose here's as good as any. It's a little bit of a distance for them to go, but I think they'll be fine. No. That should be enough rooftop terrace to shake a stick at. Shrubs, we could put some more shrubs in. Scratches, they've got enough scratches. I don't think we need to worry about those. They should be able to build those, actually. I think this area is about as min-maxed as we can make it. I don't believe there is anything else we could do. It's as good as it's gonna be, I think. Got the haulers bringing that in. And to be fair, they could put it straight into there. Nah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it for now. See how they're getting on over here. Good. Just kaboom that. A bit of splashing, but it's not going to be too bad. And I suppose, seeing as we're here, and we said we would, hopefully it settles down. I mean, the builder bots build, well, the bots, clues the name, I guess, but the bad water does not cause us an issue. That'll do, 400. We can also now lay in these. We do need to, otherwise it'll be totally useless. Lay in this bit. Some say the important bit to actually make it useful. And because of the dodgy pathing, we should be able to get sneakily underneath there. So hopefully with that going in, that settles down. Should speed some things up. Looks like it. It's not as happy as it could be, I guess, but it'll be okay. That maintains about 500. That should be quite... That was the 2,000 I think we'll need to connect it up into this. Maybe we'll need more. Cut me these, please. I mean, it is very much on the cusp. It looks okay to me. Now, there was one thing we could have done, which was turn these on. I don't think we're going to do it. I just don't want to. It would have been nice, I will grant you, to have the greenery on this side, but it would mean figuring out where it's going to go, where it's going to drop into, which is down here. This can't take the additional water, so it would be nuts to try it. We'd have to get tunneling all the way through and run power, which we're kind of short on anyway. Cool. Oh, the power's not, doesn't go that way, does it? But it can go through the building. Maybe that was kind of pointless. Fine. Okay. It wants to be awkward. Not a problem. I guess what we'll have to do then, in that case, is just to... just run some power lines this way. Somewhat like so. No, not there. That'll do us. It's a bit ugly, but it will do the job. We can also get this at least laid in. And once this guy's finished, we can then rip out the bridge and put in the last wheel. Soybeans are looking not really too hot either still, so I would hope that that would have been fixed by all this down here, which... should be about ready. It's probably holding, to be fair. Storage full of eggplants, which is fine, but do we have a big storage for these? We do. Everything should have a big storage. It does. Right, fair enough. It'll just come as it's ready, I suppose. Cool beans. So... it's looking likely once they've cleared this out that we can get that extra wheel back in. Maybe that'll do us. Maybe. I mean, we're over the limit now, so as long as it's bigger, I will take it as a win. We could channelize a bit more of this, to be honest. Maybe worth doing. Maybe it's worth doing. In fact, I think we will. We're going to do it. May as well. How it will respond to this, I don't know, but we'll find out together. But for safety reasons, I think we'll just pause you. And I guess... actually, no. I'll not put any materials down here because the haulers are bio beavers and they will no doubt get stuck in some bad water. I think for now I'll also run that in so we can do a bit of the jobs in parallel, hopefully. If it doesn't go wild with flooding, I think we'll be fine. This will do whatever it is it's going to do. We could have channeled the water down this way, I suppose. Would have been fine. We'll see how this goes once it sorts its life out. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Again, we will leave them to it. Actually, before I go, 1, 2, 3, 4, so... Probably not a lot of point putting one in there, to be honest. Not that it'll fit anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Cool beans. Let's get that just laid in then. 1, 2. I don't... we got a drought anyway, but luckily these things are domed, so no biggie there. No, it's only 6 days, so this should all be done within that time. Fingers crossed. The power should do us quite nicely. These won't be working anymore, but that's okay. This area's looking nice. Are these trees marked for cutting? They should be. They are not. Can they even get down to here? Yes, they can. Well, in that case... There we go. Hopefully we can get that cut. There's a boatload of trees here, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I guess these guys weirdly are no longer irrigated because I don't know why. Never mind. We'll just ignore the fact that that's a problem. Original tree farm's fine. This thing up here, there's plenty up there as well. So while it's low, there's plenty for them to be pulling out of the ground. Tearing through that quite nicely as well. Cool, alright. Doesn't look to be flooding as well. Even better. Let's just say goodbye to that. And with that, that should give us everything we need. Builderbots aren't going up as quickly as I would like, but we'd have two on the go. I guess for beaver bot longevity, we maybe need grease. They do say it is the word. Put in a couple of those. You can be grease. And then from a power point of view, we'll just run it this way. Could do with bot spin in there, but we may as well get it. And I think if we just get two little tanks down here. You can be for extract, you can be for Or is it canola? And this can be supply. I guess we just chuck this wherever we have builder bots, which is basically over here. Hit the grass. Where else have we got bots? There's a small contingent down there, but I'm not sure we need it because they're going to be out and about. We will definitely need some down here. As this is bot central. Don't think we can squeeze anything in anywhere else though. I'll have to do as I think. And eventually, if there's enough grease, should take long to run into there. Right, cool. Right, we'll leave them at that. Hopefully. Eventually, bots need to be in there so they can run it 24/7. And hopefully it'll make them run just a little bit better. Okay, so with that done, don't think we need to worry too much about power. Control tower, sorry, over here to make them work a bit faster. Don't think it's really needed. But over here might be actually, might be worth putting one in. Which I think we will do. What is the reach on this thing? If we were to replace that with one of those. And then we just need to put another one around here. And then we should have... just have to chuck one on the end here, which we can just do that. That should give them a bit of a boost. And I suppose if we're going that far, we may as well just chuck one up here as well, because why not? While they're working down the mines. Is there a way to hit both at the same time? Apparently so. Hopefully that'll fix everyone down there as well. Ah yes, that was a mistake on my part. All good though, because we can just say, do that. It's a bit ugly, but it'll be fine. And tidy up some of them paths. Cool. Alright. Don't need to worry a bit too much about charging because they're not going to be down here other than once that's finished. Cool. Right. I think we are in a very good position at this point. 1.8 days left on this here drought, and then we should be good. We could probably look to take this guy out. We'll just use what's on the network. Get that. Oh, they can get it from the top actually, so that'll be okay. And we can empty these and get rid. Goodbye and goodbye. Right. Okay, tidying up after ourselves. It's always important, especially now it evaporates into nothingness. Right. Scratches are still a problem. Somehow. Generating more science is a problem, somehow. I would have thought we'd be higher than this by now, so we could at least attempt to lay this thing in, but seemingly not. Okay. Right, that's that done. I don't think we need to build that in that case. And we don't seem to have a flooding issue, so that's perfect to see. Do we need the logs back? We probably could get with the logs back, I suppose. Let's just say goodbye to all of this then. Should be able to come and pick those up. We could get back here and put the... get these oaks ripped out if we wanted to. That should be everything. Looks like it would cover the whole lot. So we don't have a risk of any of this going wild, so that's fine. That'll evaporate. That'll evaporate eventually. Won't be doing too much down here. That's in. Alright, I think that's about it. The fun zone is done. Scratches seemingly are still an issue somehow, some way. I don't understand how. Chuck more in, I guess. I mean, are they even using these ones? Yes. Okay, fair enough. And there's a gaggle of them here. Weird. Leave them to it. It's looking better anyway. We just need to give them a day off, I think. Could do with more bots being built so we can get all the bio-beavers on holiday. And no injuries. Not sure that's going to happen, but never mind. I think we're at the top scores anyway. It's just the scratcher. And weirdly corn rations, which does surprise me because we've had 1 million tons of corn rations for 1,000 years, so I don't even think we've pulled this corn out of the ground. But anyway, leave them to it. They're at 66. The only thing we need, as I say, is to try and steamroll some of the actual science. We could build a boatload of these. We don't really have the power for it, but it could get us up to what we need to get to. Let's do it. Why not? Let's just pretend to live the dream. We can pause them after. That should power everything as well. Yeah, I thought with 3 of the things would be okay, but seemingly not. We can't build the thing. We won't build the thing by the time the episode's over, I don't believe. We could put it somewhere. Quite where, I don't know. Maybe there, actually. Why not? Could do. Close. It's very close. Should fit now. So it'll fit on there quite nicely. Don't need that one either. Right, so that's his platform that we're going to be using for it. I'm going to put one more in there. Totally not needed, but I'm going to do it anyway. So that's going to devastate the power. Certainly in the day when all this jazz is running anyway. I was saying that it should be built by bots, so maybe not an issue. Alright, we'll leave that for a minute or two, see if that actually sorts itself out. We are flying very close to the sun on power, but we seem to be okay. Alright, fine. I would have thought those number crunchers would have blown it straight out, but never mind. Dare we risk a 4th? It'd help if I actually select the right thing. Well, why not? We've already got ridiculous numbers, so we may as well go for it. We should get 17 an hour. So if that blows up to the number it's supposed to be, we can at least place it. I don't say we don't have the gears or anything for that. But we could pretend we set it off. And that's the main thing. So it doesn't help that it took 100 gears to make the thing in the first place. But we can crunch those numbers much better than we were doing, so... the gravity batteries are doing a lot of heavy lifting there, aren't they? Yes, they are. We'll see how that goes. We'll just have to pause the number cruncher. Still not quite enough, but alright. We may as well get the science while we can. We'll just need to pause too. No biggie. They'll probably recharge overnight, actually, once the beavers go to bed. Thinking about it. Either way, we're okay. No issues. Okay. Now I think we just need to coast, so what I will do is I will cut out this and I will edit a video, which is something I really hate doing, but just to say that we've done it, I will do so. So we will jump cut to, well, the science, and then we will lay in the monument of the Earth Repopulator. And we'll be back when it's about done, I think. It's probably the easiest way to do it. So I'll see you guys shortly after this. 1 second for you, and God knows how long for me, but we'll see. Okay, so after some time, we have the over 20,000 science to build the bad boy. I'm just going to sit just here. In the intervening time, we did manage to get some more gears and some sparkly planks, but nowhere near enough. But we'll lay this thing in. What we will do is turn these off because we do not need them anymore. We do have a problem with the fact that it kills these things, but we should have enough now to power just that run-in to run these here. So I think it will give us 5 spares. While I was away, I will, in total transparency, I did put it in dev mode and put it on times 30. We may do a similar thing watching them build this. Just because. I did get quite a lot of the Delta the Beaver bots done, so obviously that was 20 odd jobs when we started. Now it's down to 8. Hopefully they can get those jobs filled, because most of them are in fact builders. And other than that, I don't think I actually did anything else while everyone's away. This area got finished being cut, so I've just paused those, and then that's pretty much it. Nothing too exciting. The food was never a problem, the water was never a problem. We're going to get into a bad tide or a drought at some point soon, I would have thought, but that shouldn't be too bad for us. One thing we have learnt from the other playthrough is that we should be able to get away with doing this. But what I am going to do is go back into dev mode, and I'm going to put this on super speed also, so we can watch it get built. But I think there's nothing much else to see, so we'll super speed it, and I will be quiet while it gets built, and we will go with 30 speed and leave them to it. So I will see you guys when this thing is done. So we are basically out of gears and sparkly planks. Metal's holding steady for now. There isn't going to be enough, but we're going to need to just leave them to it, I think. It's probably going to impact the construction of the bots as well, to be honest. And we'll just leave them to it. Working 24/7 on this thing, so shouldn't be too bad for the builder bots to get on with it. Alright, I think we're going to have a problem with sparkly planks. And we're going to fix it before it becomes too much of an issue. And we have the bots for this too, so let's bot it up. Make sure it's fully stocked. Cool, hopefully that should be okay. So we've managed to fill all of the gears, so this is just seemingly bot production that's the problem. Who can say? Weird gear thing is doing weird gear thing. Blocks, not too far away. Again, we used pretty much all of that, but that seems to be just about keeping positive-ish numbers. Now that it's done, that should fly up through the roof. And yes, it's just, again, waiting for the old sparkly planks. So again, I will pause, well, I'll stop talking, and then we can watch this get built in semi-real time, and I will speed it up once more and be back when this is finished. Alright, it's taking too long. I'm going to leave them to it. Just find something else to look at for a minute or two. Did notice that the bad water is probably not running as good as it could be. And we have a glut of spare bots, so we may as well just bot these guys up. Maybe we'll get these unpaused. We are still running in 30 times speed, just as an FYI in case it wasn't obvious. It seems food and water is pretty much stable. We aren't necessarily running out of stuff either, which is fine. We probably do need more of this to be made. This tank don't think has ever seen grease in it, to be fair, so... I suppose if these guys are bored, maybe that'll help. Make it bots, make it 24/7. So, nearly there. Shouldn't take too much longer. So the infrastructure is going down here, fine, there's no real major issues there. I guess these trees didn't die. Not too sure why they are like that, but never mind. Still no grease. Alright, fair enough. There's nothing still else to look at, so I guess we will just go back to watching this thing get built. Hopefully it won't take too long. I'll probably end up just cutting a lot of the video out, to be fair, because it's a bit pointless, even with super speed. Because of the slowness of the sparkly planks, it's kind of a pain waiting for it. Probably should have done the construction elements first. I've got at least enough stock to build the thing, which is what we've done in previous ones, but never mind. I'll get there eventually. We could, I guess, see what happens if we say 99. I'm not entirely sure what will happen, but the machine will probably grind to a halt, which it is. Yeah, we'll just go back to 30. Seemingly was too much. As much as watching it as a PowerPoint presentation, it's not the most appealing to look at. Sparkly planks look to be recovered, because that must mean this is done, which it is. Berries we have a ton of, so they should go in fine. Treated planks again. I knew it was treated planks. I knew it. That'll be A-okay. There is one canola oil. Was one canola oil. I guess that's just enough for that then. They should be able to harvest a lot more of this now then, if that's the case. I'm not sure who actually brings the stuff in for this. Is it the people that work here? Do they haul that, or do... I guess they must do, because there's no chance to get haulers in there. Weird. But nice if you could get the haulers to do the job for you. Yeah, looks like it is. Alright, well I guess that'll be like another, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes or something like that. And we are out of pine resin as well, which probably doesn't help either. Never mind. Don't believe we planted any more trees. No, we didn't. And it was all oaks. Yes, the pine contingent is literally just this down here. It'll be fine, I think. What we need. It'll just take a while. I guess we can put them in. Get someone in there. Just bring a bot in, they can start planting. Yeah, we may as well pause that then, for the time being. We're going to need to be able to get the goods out of there as well, so... hopefully. That should be enough. There is some in there, so hopefully it's not too much of an issue. These won't take too long to grow, but not at this speed anyway. Okay, maybe they will. Probably won't be a problem. Okay, so we are finally done, I think. I hope that would have been a little bit quicker. Let's just go back to triple speed. Things can take a little bit of a rest. 1.2 days before a bad tide. I think we've got pretty much everything we can from a job perspective covered by everyone at this point. What have we actually got left? Let's just see if we can take all of the jobs away from the bio beavers. Yeah, why not? That's probably the thing that's breaking all of our beavers. Don't mind leaving them in the other cut-in and whatnot. But actual production stuff. So there's no chance this causes anyone an injury, so hopefully if we can get that buff removed, all the dangerous jobs are covered. So this is now full. I was say we're ready to go. I want to get the bad tide started because I've opened, well, turned this off, opened this fully, and set this to be 0.95. So in theory, this won't be bad. But I want to double check the workings. It seemed to be the case in the other playthrough. I don't know why it'd be different here, but I just want to be sure. And then we will set this thing off. Once we set it off, we will be done with this playthrough. It's taken a bit longer. There'll be some chopping and changing in the edit for this, which hopefully isn't too jarring. Because right now it's been recording for nearly an hour and a half. Normally I like to keep them to about an hour, hour and 10, depending on me talking nonsense for too long. But let's just see. This guy not injured yet. Oh, not uninjured, should I say. How we managed to get 7 homeless beavers? That's fine. We'll just fix it by chucking those in. Alright, here comes the bad tide. 7 days of fun. We are out of pine resin still, but there's not a great deal we can do about that. I think we can just happily pause those. This looks to be trying to pump, but it's all blue, so that seems to be working beautifully. This water will stop eventually. Alright, cool. So, here we are. The final of this playthrough. We have everything built. Other than the homeless beavers and this guy that's injured, causing issue and detriment to our numbers. And some people are refusing to eat fermented cassava, but that's their problem. But I think we're about as max as we can be. When we fire this thing off, obviously that's going to send the numbers through the roof. And we probably get an achievement for that. So I will take that as a win. Pine resin will hopefully eventually catch up. But again, for this playthrough's reason, doesn't really matter. So, I guess we can get these guys ready to launch. What we will do is we'll wait until the other beavers have clocked off for the night, and then we'll set it off. Most of the workforce is doing pretty much nothing, which is fine, I guess. But we are now out of hours, so let's launch this thing. So here we go. So we have the achievement for setting off this thing. Slow it down just a tiny bit. Watch these guys shooting off into the night, repopulating the Earth. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Obviously, that's done wonders for the well-being. Although, weirdly, it took a big chunk out of all of these, because obviously I guess 8 beavers have just left the colony, so I guess it is what it is. So, a bit of a summary. We didn't kill anyone, but we did manage to put up quite a few squares, quite a few trees, and quite a lot of water. I think we're in beavers born 806 days past. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Everything's good. We managed not to blow anyone up, so that's always a good statistic to not get. This map is quite nice, actually. There is a lot of help on it, I think, from a summary point of view of these guys, geothermals. These will be great for the folktales because they have nothing that can do this. Whereas these guys haven't had engines, the folktales have had nothing. So while this was an Ironteeth playthrough, we could have used engines for a lot of heavy lifting. We didn't have to. Which is nice to see that they would have something like that. Other than that, the ability to get the relics and whatnot to boost your science quickly is very good. Obviously, we had some up here originally, which sort of kicked off a lot of the production of things. Certainly a lot sooner than potentially would have done waiting for the little inventors' huts to do the job. Some of the other things, I guess, for this one is running power everywhere, which is always a bit of a pain. But, you know, with these tubeways, it's super easy. Barely an inconvenience, if you will. But yes, this map is quite large. We've not touched the majority of it. Once you've capped all of the bad water sources and you've made it somewhat nice, it's okay. We could have done a lot more with it, but you're kind of stuck in this little oasis down here. I guess the clue's in the name of the map. I will grant you that, but everything stems from here and just sort of fans out, which, you know, is quite cool. But yeah, other than that, thank you very much for joining me on this playthrough. It's been a fun one, this one. It's certainly less stressful than the one that's on the pressure map, that is for sure. We will be back with the pressure map. That is finishing also in the next episode. We will not be getting anything like this done with the Folktales final monument because that playthrough is done. But they've got to a point where they can survive. So as long as they've got enough, I guess, you know, access to mines and food and water and whatnot without too much issue, which is where they are, we can say it's done. So, with that said, I will now go off and edit this playthrough. There may be, as I say, quite a few cuts. Hopefully it wasn't too jarring. I tried not to move it around too much, but do let me know if that was a bit boring and tedious and you don't want to see anything like that again, which I would fully understand, and it will save me editing, which I'm all for. Not that I'm lazy, but I'm lazy. Anyway, if you have any comments, as always, please put them down below, and I will see you guys in the Folktales for their finale too. Other than that, take care. See you later.